Today I'll be taking a look at the new harvesting and mining route that combines both skills to make the most out of your time invested. It can yield up to 160 motes as well as 450 iron ore in just 20 minutes of farming. Depending on the location you're trying to sell all your newly obtained materials, you could make around 2k gold per hour. I'll be going over requirements, possible drops in pricing, routing and how to optimize it even further. Anyway, let's get right into it. Now the requirements for the spot are 30 harvesting and 50 mining, as well as a level that can handle level 15 wolves. It is possible to come here sooner than 50 mining, but it will result in less profit. I would highly advise investing in at least gathering tools with the 14% more yield perk. This will boost your profits per hour immensely and will make gathering much faster. Next up is what you can gather here and what it goes for. The main nodes on this route are shockbulbs and iron deposits. You'll follow a path that checks all nearby nodes available to you. Another thing that fills this part of the world are rabbits, sheep and turkeys. I always kill them when I run past each critter to gather their meat. It goes for quite a lot and is used for many cooking recipes. The last three things on this route are 2 springstones, 2 dragon glories and 1 orange prisma bloom. The 2 springstones are the reason we need at least 50 mining. They do not contribute that much to the profit, but every bit counts. As far as pricing goes, I compiled a list of things I gathered in 20 minutes after optimizing the pathing. I used 2 weak proficiency boosters and 1 cooked corn. The proficiency booster increases our yield by additional 5%, and the cooked corn gives us 1000 luck when harvesting. I could have also used cornbread for 1400 luck, but I didn't have the materials for it, and I also didn't want to pay 65 gold. Now the things that contributed the most to the profits per hour were the orange pigment, the shockbulb materials and the iron ore. The orange pigment can be sold for 5 gold in Everfall, but every other region has them listed for much higher. I decided the price for this one is at around 25 gold because of that. All other prices are an average of the lowest items listed in each region and the adjacent regions. This is because other players can just walk to the next settlement or teleport there and buy the items there, so I shouldn't have the highest price available listed in the average, right? I also sold the raw materials because the crafted ones would have made me a loss. Only the steel ingots would have been a profit, but it just wasn't worth the risk for me because when it doesn't sell, I just lost a lot of money. Now let's have a look at the route I use. I basically cycle around this mountain. It takes around 5 minutes to complete one round and most of the route doesn't have any enemies, but you can encounter them in the northern part near the 2 shock bulbs in the north. So keep that in mind when gathering with a low level character. This route is pretty safe otherwise and you can avoid those enemies when you just skip those bulbs. Now a quick overview of what you can find in each section. The eastern section consists of mostly shock bulbs. The dragon glory nodes are located behind a house in the western part of this route and they are also easily missed, but it's worth picking them up because there is another shock bulb spawn right behind them. Well, and right besides them there is also a lot of iron nodes, so always make sure to mine those. These are pretty well hidden in between the rocks, so try to search it during the day to memorize each location. It's quite hard to find them when it's dark outside. The springstones can be found around the lake but are right next to popular fishing spots. Players just pick them up every now and then, so don't expect to encounter them every round. But they do contribute quite a lot with the lodestones and somewhere around 20 water motes when you do get to gather them. Now on how to optimize this even further. There are 3 things you could do. You could pick up another orange prisma bloom further down in the south, if you're too fast for the spawns. The next thing you could do is to expand the route to include 3 additional dragon glories near a house in the northeast of this route. This spot is not well known and you usually always find those 3. The last thing you can pick up opens up at around 100 mining. There are 3 star metal veins at the northern part of the mountain. They are pretty valuable, so pick them up. And you can also expand this route even further to include 2 additional bulbs northwest of this route. So a few closing thoughts. The pathing for this one is pretty much optimized, but if you want to gather more, you should probably prioritize off hours, because people when they are playing they usually gather some of the stuff here because there's a fort in the nearby location and there are main quests right in the northern part, northeastern, northwestern part of this map, so people will come by and will gather some of the stuff here. Anyway, that's all I have for you for now. Make sure to check out my other routes, guides and impressions and see you next time. Bye!